I'm joined in the studio with Mike Gibbons, running for Attorney General, the Republican candidate. I wanted to start by first asking you a little bit about yourself. Tell me about where you grew up in your family, where you went to school.
Sure. Well, Mike Gibbons, I'm 49 years old. I'm a third-generation resident of Kirkwood, Missouri. That's where I was born and raised. I'm married. My wife's name is Liz, and she's also from Kirkwood. She's the director of Character Plus, a character education program that's based in the St. Louis area. We have two children. Danny is 26 as of today, actually. Is a 2005 graduate of Mizzou. And my daughter, Meredith, is a sophomore at Westminster College. That's kind of a family background. I graduated from Kirkwood High School, Westminster College, and Fulton, and then St. Louis University Law School. And after graduation in '84, I went to work and practice with my father, who's also Mike Gibbons, in our family law practice in Kirkwood. And he and I worked together for a little over 21 years, and he's still practicing actually at 84, but he's semi-retired and working from home. And I'm with a larger firm, Stinson, Morrison, Hecker, that's based in Kansas City but has an office in St. Louis. That's my legal background. Politically, I got started pretty soon after law school. I got elected to the Kirkwood City Council in 1986. Served there for 6.5 years, was in the Missouri House of Representatives, elected there for 8 years, serving in some leadership roles there, and then elected to the state Senate in 2000, and was the Senate's Ways and Means Chairman. The first 2 years I was there, and then I was the Majority Floor Leader for 2 years, and the last 4 years I've been the Leader of the Senate.
Right, how does all of this experience that you have help prepare you for the role of Attorney General?
I think it's great preparation, particularly on a couple of levels. First, I'm very familiar with the process of making law, the introduction of bills, their drafting, the debate, their passage, and as Attorney General, then you're in a position of seeing that those laws that are passed, which is the way we reflect the will of the people in Missouri, are enforced effectively. And so I think that's very good. Secondly, having served in a number of leadership positions and successfully, have demonstrated the leadership skills to go into this office and be a leader on behalf of protecting the people of Missouri. As a Senate leader, we have 34 members of the Senate, all heading in different directions, focusing on different issues and challenges. And one of the things that I think we're very successful about that, I was elected by my colleagues as the leader of the Senate, I think partly because of my reputation for fairness, and we get the job done. So we found common sense solutions to complex problems and moved things forward. And I think going into the Attorney General's office, which is like a large law firm with 215 lawyers and about 200 other employees over 5 offices handling a whole wider range of issues, that it really needs somebody who is a leader and able to move things in the right direction, again, for the purpose of seeing that the people of Missouri are safer, more secure, and protected in their homes and communities.
All right, I want to get into how you've run, about the campaigning. How does the way you've run your campaign reflect how you run the office of the Attorney General?
That is an outstanding question. I've not been asked yet. Because we made a conscious decision to run this campaign different. What we're doing is we're focusing on a grassroots effort to try to meet and spend as much time as we can with as many people in Missouri as we possibly can do. And now, obviously, it's a big state, geographically, a lot of people, but we really want to have a good, effective grassroots campaign because that's how I want to be viewed as Attorney General, that is there to represent and protect the interests of the people over special interests, to focus on putting the people first over politics, and I think that's how you do it, which means we drive all over the state, we're on the road a lot, going to a lot of different events and things, but that's very important to me, and I want to have that kind of relationship with the people in the state. Other campaigns really focus exclusively on raising money. Now, obviously, that's part of it, and we're involved with that too, because we expect to have an effective media campaign as part of this campaign, so that's a part of what we're doing. But I think it's important that for us, and certainly for me, I don't want to be the Attorney General who buys the office. I want to be the Attorney General for the people in this state, and I want to meet as many real people in Missouri as I possibly can, let them get to know me and what my views are, where I've stood, where I stand, where I'll be standing in the future, understand my commitment to the people in this state, and if elected, that they'll feel like they know who they're supporting and who is their Attorney General.
You talked at the debate a couple weeks ago about how you and Chris Koster are friends and your former allies. So how does running against a former ally affect how you've run the campaign?
Well, I think first, I don't view it as running against him. I view it as running for the office of Attorney General, and that's my mindset, and that's the focus. And so when you're doing that, it takes out that type of intense personal rivalry that can happen in a campaign. So we're focused on running for the office to talk to people in Missouri about what we want to do when we get there, about our ideas on creating a cyber crimes unit to really go after people who use the internet as a weapon, to focus on doing a better job of eliminating meth labs in Missouri, to focus on crime victims, making sure victims of crime, particularly sexual assaults and rapes, feel safe and secure coming forward to seek justice, and to really enhance the integrity of the office to make sure people, every day we work as hard as we can to avoid even the appearance of impropriety, and part of that is going to be refusing to solicit or accept campaign contributions from anybody we're investigating or prosecuting. So, that's, it doesn't, so that's what I want to get out there and talk to people about that and let them understand what it is I would like to achieve and do differently and do better as Attorney General, and then let them decide if that's the person they effectively want to hire to be their next Attorney General.
I want to get into some of the issues now regarding the campaign, and you talked a little bit about them in your last answer about some of the things you wanted to do. Maybe, do you have a short to-do list? And again, maybe you talked about that, but how would you implement some of those things that you just discussed a second ago?
Yeah, what I just described, I mean, that is our day one to-do list that we want to be ready to go from the day of swearing in. And so how do you get there? Well, from the election day, if successful, starting November 5th, we'll be working on implementing those plans, and that means going in, understanding the inner workings of the office as it currently exists, to be in a position so on the first day we have a cyber crimes unit in place with the lawyer and the investigators and the computer forensic expert to be there to be involved in helping local law enforcement and local prosecutors, working cooperatively with the regional task forces on cyber crimes, to be in a position to educate the public. One of the things I want to do that I want to have in place from day one is an alert network. Now currently, if there's threats to people through the internet or fraud, that sort of thing, that it certainly goes out to the press, but I want to take it a step further, and anyone who wants to provide an email address to our office so that when we become aware of those kinds of threats, that we can send out a notice immediately as to what the threat is, and more importantly, how to protect yourself from that threat, because ideally you'd like to have no one be affected by any of these sorts of assaults on our children or our assets. And so if we can help people prevent that from happening in the first place, so much the better. But I think a whole list are things that we want to be effectively doing from day one.